right. Hello, YouTubers and Doctor Who fans. It is me, No, I've got to stop saying that now because actually it'll make sense in the next video. It's me, Ozzy, one part of the MonoSupreme YouTube channel, joined with
Doctor Who Adventures.
Hey!
It's great to have you here, guys.
Oh, thank you.
And moderating the chat, we have Mana. Say hi.
Hello, everyone.
Mana's going to be reading the questions as they come along, just so my focus is purely on the guests. So, how are you guys doing?
Yeah, really good. Friday vibes.
Feeling those Friday vibes?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because every day is so distinguishable from the other at the moment.
Yep.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Oh god, it's just depressing to think about, but we'll get through it eventually.
Nearly there.
When are we getting our vaccinations, do you think? Is it like July or something?
Well, I don't know. I've been vaccinated, but I don't really know why.
Is it just because you're working with like kids and teachers that you're vaccinated? Or...
It could be. I don't know. Ah, well, time will tell, I hope.
Yeah, it might actually be a birthday present for me because birthday's in July. Like, I'll wake up and say, Oscar, your vaccination's today. Like, yes, best present anybody could wish for.
As long as it isn't the day before, because I was really ill after it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That would be... hang on, I'm just going to check one thing, because I am so professional, I don't have the list of questions up for you guys yet. Hang on. Here we are. Just got to try and make small chit-chat. Right, cool. So, just a bit of a heads up for the people watching. This podcast will be edited a little bit afterwards, just to remove like the technical hiccups, just to remaster the audio. So I'll be making this private after it's gone live, and expect it within the next couple of days. But it's purely live, just so you guys can interact. And it'll be available on SoundCloud and all the other podcasts. Actually, no, not SoundCloud. It doesn't do it to SoundCloud. Apple Podcasts and what's the Amazon? It's Spotify. So all those kind of things. So yeah. Let's come with the first question, guys. Yeah. How did you start YouTube? And give us a full detailed explanation of like your journey and how you feel you've developed over the years.
Well, it started with Christopher, so you've got to, I guess you've got to start it all.
Yes. Oh, the humiliating Christopher Adventures. So Doctor Who Adventures wasn't always called Doctor Who Adventures. It was called Christopher Adventures, which, as you can tell, is me. So it was my channel. We started in 2013. Well, I started in 2013. And then after about 4 years of realizing that maybe I shouldn't keep going with this channel, we changed it to a joint channel. And we're like, oh, what should we call it? So we switched out Christopher with Doctor Who, which we realize is a complete ripoff of the magazine. Only after we decided it, just to make that very clear. We didn't deliberately do it. And then in 2017, we had... well, the Jodie Whittaker reveal. So we kind of launched with like loads of videos at once.
Yeah, not a good idea.
Yeah, and we burnt ourselves out within the week. Then we came back in 2018, started uploading weekly, and then recently we face revealed. So there you go.
Yeah,
that's how we got there.
That's cool. Yeah, you talk about burnout. Kind of describe it. Like, do you think you could burn out again, or do you set like methods in place to make sure that you don't burn yourselves out? Because I'm very good at burning myself out when it comes to pre-recording videos. But I'll let you guys take that away.
I mean, we're usually all right. It's just when like big things get involved. Like this year went a bit pear-shaped because Christopher had like a really sore eye and stuff.
You make it sound so pathetic. It actually was really sore.
And then we started missing weeks, and then, but we're back on it now. We think.
I think the secret to burnout is keep things exciting, keep things fresh. Don't always do the same thing all the time, because, for example, we burnt out loads of times, but it's been with different series. So we're like, well, let's just rest that series, not go anywhere near it. And then we'll go back to it when we're ready. So yeah, we've burnt out lots of times, but because we've got so much going on the channel, we can kind of flick between the two. And it's usually one of us that burns out. So we're like, well, I'm not burnt out, so I'll just take over for the rest of the month. So
that's actually a really good way of doing things. Like I wish I'd have had that advice before, because about like keeping it fresh, because when I started my Doctor Who figure adventure series thing, I kind of focused on that way too much and
Yeah.
kind of forgot to make other content, so I just felt so drained, so tired. And yeah, that could lead on to a side question. Doctor Who figure adventures. Did you do the one with Graham, Yaz, and Ryan?
Yeah.
Have you done any more, or is it just that one?
No, it's just that. It was a two-parter, so you could argue it was two, but
How
no,
was that
we
to
didn't.
make?
Oof. That was tricky to make, I remember.
We did it in a week.
A week? That's good going. Like from conception to editing to uploading.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
It was in planning
pretty-
process for a long time, but
Oh, yeah.
as soon as we started production, it took a week. So
That's impressive, especially for like the duration. So
what was our first one as well? So I
Yeah.
was like, this could go horribly. And of course, we had the silent deadline of it coming out on Halloween.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe we could miss it. I'm like, no, can't miss it.
I know.
But it,
Right.
I feel like whenever I
It-
try and do a deadline for a holiday, it's like I always do it way too late. Like when I did the Christmas special, like I just like stayed up all night and stuff editing, because like God, there's only a couple of days till when it needs to be out. So yeah, manage your time efficiently, I guess.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, plan well in advance. Has there only been you talked about burnout, but has there only been ever other low points in your YouTube time? Have you, I don't know, been in any controversy, or I don't know, just anything along those kind of natures, or has it been fairly easy?
We don't really get in controversy. We're quite like safe with how we like criticize the show or anything.
Yeah.
So I think we're fine in that respect. I don't think we would get in a controversy because our opinions aren't usually very like shoved down your throat type of thing. So we're okay with that. I think I say that touch wood. But yeah, that's probably okay. Burnout, probably the most recent burnout we've had is because of, well, literally saying in our monthly update in January, a video is coming, it's coming tomorrow, and then it's still not out. I promise it's promise.
It will come. It will.
I get you. Yeah. So let's art style influence. That's the thing that drew me to you guys. Like, do you use? I'm gonna guess. Do you use like that Adobe software? No.
No.
But where did like the inspiration for that the art style come from?
Well, that's kind of interesting because I've had like loads of cartoon styles beforehand that looked very similar, but these were originally made for games that I made on PowerPoint.
Okay.
So they didn't actually have a mouth before. That was Lewis's idea to
Yeah.
add mouths onto them. And
'Cause-
then they just started evolving, didn't they?
Because we had a thing, what Box Buddies, our papercraft, originally looked very different, and they had the same mouse as the cartoons,
Mm-hmm.
and they were similar sizes. So we thought, what if we put the mouse from the papercraft onto the cartoons? Ended up working, but the main inspiration was sort of the Doctor Who Adventures magazines. You know, the little doodles there was.
Oh yeah, like they're tiny.
I don't
little
remember that.
It was
Oh,
like-
actually, no, I do. Didn't they have like one of like Stone Earth and like the Supreme Dalek and all that kind of stuff? Yeah, I remember that. That was really cool. So I'm gonna lend it over to Mana to read some the comments in the YouTube box.
Yeah, question from Dalek Apocalypse. First question, what got you into Doctor Who?
Our dad.
It was our dad.
Well, I was about 2, and you were 4 or something, and the trailer came on, and I don't know how he did, but within the first millisecond, Dad knew exactly what it was and yelled us to watch it, to see the trailer, and then definitely told us to watch the first episode, definitely, and yeah, we were just hooked.
Nice. Is there any more questions?
Yeah, there's this one from Harry Alpha, although I'm not quite sure exactly what it says. It says, have you ever custom Doctor Who figure from classic to new series? I'm assuming they mean, have you ever made a custom Doctor Who figure?
We have. We did it for the FA, and we made Yaz, Ryan, and Graham before they actually came out, and we made our own little monster, which
We
was
did. He's up there,
yeah.
looking down on us.
Is it something you do more of custom wise, or is it not really?
We really liked doing it. It's just so time consuming. That's the only issue. And because we're weekly, we kind of don't have the time right now.
Yeah.
But
Right.
one day we will. And we will go back to it because we did have a lot of fun.
It was fun.
It's
Yeah.
definitely something we'll do again. Don't know when, but we will do it again.
Cool. I do really look forward to that because I mean, for your first customs, like I was kind of blown away by like the detail you got. Like you got Yaz's hair really good, and I don't know, it takes skill, even though you've not made customs before. So I mean, do you have like a crafting background?
Well, I am quite arty, but not really. We don't really do much crafts. Not really. I mean, because I'm working in the primary school, I do a lots of like arts and crafts, but we don't really do any of that like fine
Sculpting.
arts type of things. So no, I don't really know where it came from.
Cool. That's fair enough.
Devran Hassan says, asks, do you wish the Dalek paradigm came back in the show and a big finish? Because I think they were treated unfairly, in my opinion.
Love to you, Devon. Love to you, Devon.
Yes. The paradigm Daleks are so underrated. It annoys me so much. I think they're so cool, especially like the adventure games. Like when
they were so cool. Like I've got a video coming out. Sorry to cut you off. I'll let you
alright.
take it away in a minute. But I've put a video together about like various things from franchises which were dropped, and the Paradigm Daleks being one of them. And when I put like the Eternity Clock and the City of the Daleks stuff in there, they look so good in like the high numbers. Like people fail to realize that it wouldn't have been Skittles flying through space. Like the army is red. There would have been like thousands of red Daleks. And how cool does that look?
No.
Use the hashtag Save the Paradigm, by the way, and we'll make it work. Go on, I'll let you take it away.
I was looking very cool in Asylum of the Daleks when they went metallic.
Mm.
And then, yeah.
I loved how they had names. Like there was the strategist, there was the scientist, there was the drone, the supreme, the eternal. I wanted to find out what all of them did, and we didn't get that because no one liked them. Missed opportunity.
Yeah, it's Mondas Productions who brought them back in some minisodes. They're really good. I did watch them, but I am wanting eventually to do like a proper kind of feature length thing. I mean, it won't be within the next couple of years or whatever, but want to give them the treatment and that they deserve. Tongue tied. It's just really frustrating. But yeah, yes, that's what I went over for. We're talking about Doctor Who Adventures, and I said I was going to show you something when I rang you before.
Oh wow! Doesn't that take you back?
Oh, it's signed.
Signed by David Tennant.
Oh, that's cool. Jealous.
Nice version. Yes,
Yes, it should
I
be.
love it. Oh, you remember when Doctor Who was this popular?
I
I
know.
know the good old days.
It'll get back there.
It will.
I think it.
It'll get back there.
I kind of wish that people... I mean, say what you want about the Chibnall era, but I kind of wish there was more support in the fact that people should be saying, "All right, cool, come on, let's do this," and try and encourage it to be better. But instead, people just shout at it, and I'm guilty of that. But it would be nice if there was more of a collective fan spirit to kind of bring it more. Yeah, so talk me through your typical video, because I kind of feel like there is like a structured formula to the way you do your videos. So from inspiration, editing software, where your ideas come from, how you market the videos, and so on.
Well, especially now, we do a live action video every month. And so one of them will be the live action. And so it all starts off with the idea, doesn't it? That's where
We've
it
got them
comes.
saved on our phone in like a checklist format, and there are too many. Like, I swear we have gotten for the next 4 years. If we
Yeah.
choose to stay for 4 years, we're sorted. But yeah, so that's how we come up with the idea, kind of brainstorm it. But like ideas change quite often. Like for example, Wheel of Content, the live stream was going to be called Content Rally and was only going to be a one-off. And then we started adding in the wheel. I'm like, oh, that makes it a bit more jazzy. Why don't we add this and this and this? And then before we knew it, it was becoming a series on the channel. So yeah, that's how we come up with the idea.
I'd say a big thing about series is we want a quirk, like something that makes it a bit interesting, different to the others.
Yeah.
And yeah, then we do it. We see how it performs. And once we've done the thumbnail and stuff and all that, see how it performs. And then if we like it a lot, we probably do another one and then see if it performs. But if like it doesn't perform that well and we weren't like 100% keen on it, it sometimes just
we
gets
usually
the cut.
drop it. But yeah, that's pretty much that's the way we go through the process. Oh, and thumbnails and things, that takes ages. Takes so long. Like, you wouldn't think it would. You look at it, you're like, oh yeah, I could do that in what, 15 minutes? And then you do it and you're like, oh gosh, no, it's so hard. But yeah.
Do a good job. Do a good job.
We have this is our structure actually.
Oh yeah.
We've got a little bit that'll be flipped because we flipped our camera because it's putting us off. But yeah, we've got like thumbnail, see you Monday.
Oh yeah, we do a see you Monday.
Community, Twitter, and Instagram. So yeah, that's pretty much structure. That's how we do it anyway. I don't know if it works for anyone else, but works for us.
Hopefully me and Mana can get a structure together, because I very much just record, edit, and then forget about it for 2 weeks. And yeah.
Yeah, a structure would be very nice, wouldn't it?
We'll go to the comments again. Have we got anything else?
Alex Rose asks, do you have a favourite Doctor Who villain?
Ooh. Yes.
I do.
I think it has to be the Cybermen. They are absolutely terrifying and maybe not used the best in the show currently, but they have so much potential and one day they will just be unbelievable.
They definitely need more of that body horror aspect. Even if they don't like show it, they just need to make it very clear.
Yeah.
Like what they did in World Enough in Time almost. For me, probably still say the Cybermen actually, but my favourite is the Vashta Narada. They were only in one story, but I think the concept is just phenomenal. I was scared of them for years. Still am a bit, but
So yeah.
Nice, two good picks there. The thing with the Cybermen I find in the new series, I've enjoyed what they've done. I did enjoy the parallel Earth aspect, and then when they brought them over to the Moffat era, Moffat kind of just stuck a new thing on the chest plate and said, "Oh yeah, they're the ones from our world," and like, okay. And then they brought out the Nightmare and Silver ones, which were, it makes sense. They're the next logical progression of how the Cybermen would be, but it really takes away any kind of like threat or suspense or anything when they can do anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, in World Enough in Time they went back to like the body horror stuff, but it just wasn't enough for me. It kind of just felt very fast, like Bill turned into a Cyberman, and then as soon as the next one starts you got Nightmare and Silver Cybermen, and you think, but I was interested in the Mondas story. Didn't want these new Cybermen. But,
yeah.
Anyway, I digress. Good story anyway, regardless of that. Great story. Any more questions, Marna?
Harry Alpha asks, have you used Adobe Audition to make Dalek voices? You can make 2 audios and record quote lines and audio to generate tones and use amplitude, frequency, any number and multiply it, any number.
I don't know whether that question is aimed at me or you two, because we've talked about Dalek voices, me and Harry, so I'll cover that first and then I'll let you guys take it over. What I use is Reaper, because it's like it's the easiest way to get a more visceral sounding Dalek voice. You've really got to like stick your mouth right up to the microphone and go, "You will be exterminated." There you go. But you obviously do a lot better than that. Thank you. Have you guys ever done any Dalek voices for anything, or are you planning to?
Yeah, we have a series called Dalek Takeover.
Well, we say series. There have been one so far.
More coming, don't worry, guys.
Mhm.
And where Daleks are like pop culture things, like there were Pennywise the Clown and Mary Poppins. And we use an app for Dalek voice changer.
Yes.
And it's an absolute nightmare to use. And we record it, and then we've got to play the phone audio into our mic and record it from there.
That's how we do it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all got our different ways. I mean, I guess it just really depends what you want to use it for as well. Like, if you want it to sound like it's on a TV show, then you'd use something like Reaper. But if you're doing it for... What is it, like a comedy kind of thing that you do for that? Then anything really works. As long as it sounds like a Dalek, then you can get away with it. The amount of people who go, "Exterminate." And yeah, I think we're over that though. I think people have got past that. Thankfully. Any more questions in the comments?
Alex Rose once again asks, what do you think of the idea of getting River Song, I'm assuming, to meet the 13th Doctor?
I don't know. I kind of think it's done, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. The story does kind of feel complete. However,
Here we go.
the fanboy in me really wants to see that happen because I just love River Song's character. But I think in the long run, there would be a lot of video essays or something saying why River Song should never have returned to Doctor Who. It's like, I know she was brilliant, but it's done more damage to the fandom or her arc or something. A bit like Clara and Hellbent,
Yeah.
where it's like she shouldn't have came back. So maybe that. So yeah, I'd be happy personally. I'd probably scream from the rooftops yes, brilliant. But I think we all know deep down her story is done, unfortunately.
I mean, it very much felt like an ending in Husbands, was it? Testing my memory there. I used to hate Husbands, but then when I rewatched it, it's such a fun romp. It's one of the most fun Doctor Who stories, alongside, dare I compare it to Remembrance, but it's that same kind of action-paced kind of thing, and I never really saw it when I saw it originally. Like that. So, yeah, personally, I don't really think I don't know, it's a welcome addition if she does come back, but Alex Kingston doesn't really feel like she can play the part the same as she used to.
I haven't heard her newer stuff.
I mean, even judging by Husband, she didn't... Obviously, she had aged, and she was in Silence of the Library. She was younger, but she was meant to be older. So it's that kind of
really confusing
thing.
with the time.
Yeah, but then you think, should Sylvester McCoy come back on for the 60th anniversary? And the answer is yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that season 24 Blu-ray announcement thing, he was so good. It's like he'd never stopped doing it. It's insane. Yeah.
I just want the 13th Doctor to meet her wife.
Yeah, I know.
That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
I think it'd be a very good dynamic to have. It'd be interesting. So why not do it? So cool. Right, I will go back.
All right.
Sorry, I'll let you read a question. I'll get my...
Sorry, do you want to... Okay. Devran Hassan asks, would you like to see cyber civil war between the Cybers, Nightmare in Silver and classic Cybermen against the Cyber Warriors, or Robomen, should I say, lol?
Ooh.
I think I know how I'm going to answer this one. It might be a bit controversial, but I'm going to say no, because the Chibnall era, the way they've explored the Cybermen, they've almost forgotten that they are upgraded human beings. And I think that is the thing about the Cybermen that makes them so scary and makes them so unique. So I think the next Cyberman story should not delve into civil wars and stuff until we really solidify that these are people. These are your friends, your family. it doesn't even need to be humans at this point. It could be a whole alien race or something that's been upgraded. But upgradation should be in every Cyberman story, I think, personally.
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry if that's a hot take, but that's what I think. What do you think?
Well, it's a bit off topic, but I always said I thought the Jadoon story, which was actually very good in the end, should have been a Jadoon civil war, and that some of the Jadoon should have had mohawks and the eye scar, and they were like renegade Jadoons, and they went against the law, and then they had a big fight.
That would have been brilliant, you know.
Well,
I remember when you first said that, I was like,
I was so sure I was right, you know. I was so sure that was episode 1 and 2.
oh, I know. It wasn't to be.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Cool. The thing about Cyberman Civil War, I'll just interject this little bit, but it doesn't really make any sense because Cybermen are all about building up numbers and logic and things. So they don't think like Daleks do, really. So I don't see it working, but maybe that's prove me wrong, guys. Prove me wrong, writers.
Kill them, and then you could like take their parts and make them the Cybermen they are.
Say that again. I didn't hear.
Like kill them, the other Cybermen, break them apart, and make them the Cybermen they are.
Oh my goodness.
That sounds good. Yeah, why not? Yeah. So I will ask you guys the tough question. What's your favorite and least favorite classic Who and why?
Wow.
You can't
I
pick
know
a
my
least favorite classic, can you? They're all amazing. No, go on.
Well,
Wow.
I'm choosing a least favorite because there's one that I literally watched and
Oh,
literally
I know yours
ranted
is.
after. Oh, have you got a different one to me?
Yeah.
Oh, my least favorite one is an anniversary, and that was The Two Doctors. I was furious how they treated Patrick Troughton. I was literally screaming at the screen like, "How dare you do that to Patrick?" So yeah, I really didn't like Two Doctors. I seem to really not like episodes that are considered really important that I deem bad. That really annoys me. So yeah, The Two Doctors I really don't like.
Yeah. And mine's Planet of Giants. I don't like it at all.
dear.
It's so boring.
That,
I went through part 1 and it was like, okay. And then the cliffhanger was like a giant cat. And it just kept dragging on. And Susan was screaming and the rest of them were doing stuff. And it could be the day I watched it because it was quite late we watched it. But
Yeah, you weren't feeling it. I remember.
no.
it's 60s sci-fi. Come on.
I mean, it was good, like, effects. It was, like, I liked how they did it.
In fairness, you haven't watched the whole story.
No, but that was a good choice.
Well, I don't know. The ending does pick up from the clips we've seen.
I suppose.
So,
With Gunfighters as well was another one we didn't watch.
yeah, but I wouldn't say that's least favourite
No.
territory. Let's face it, it's The Two Doctors that's the least favourite.
I'm
Okay,
not a fan
well,
of that either. Really. The Sontarans in that, like, the costumes are pretty much, like, almost falling apart and they're 10 feet tall. Yeah, not really a fan. Favourite then?
That's easier.
Oh yeah. Favorite is 100% Remembrance of the Daleks. Amazing. The best scene is when Ace is jumping table to table and jumps through
So cool.
a glass window. It's just iconic. Every single episode is good.
Yeah, I really do like Remembrance of the Daleks. I think it could be my favourite, but I think the one I'll say is Robots of Death. Maybe an obvious option, actually. I know a lot of people like that one. They're like as their favorite, but I just think it's just perfect for me. I watch it, I'm like, that is exactly what I want from a Doctor Who episode. So yeah, I really like Robots of Death. So that's the one I would choose.
Good picks. Good picks.
Thank you.
New Who then? I'll ask you the
Oh.
same. Favourite, least favourite.
Least favorite.
Oh, I've got a least favorite, and it follows my favorite. So I'll tell you my favorite first.
Yeah, you go
Probably
first.
guess what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite is Under the Lake.
Oh,
I-
okay, don't know then.
I love Under the Lake because, well, I'm just a sucker for underwater episodes. Since that Shadows of the Vashta Narada adventure game, I have crossed everything to get an underwater Doctor Who episode in New Who, and we got it in Under the Lake, and it was ghosts as well, which I love. So yeah, just oh my goodness. I remember when the cliffhanger came on, I was like, Lewis, if you don't like this episode, I'm disowning you. So yeah, I really like Under the Lake. So you say your favorite, and then I'll drop the bombshell.
Well, my favorite is Daleks in Manhattan, an evolution of the Daleks.
Interesting. Controversial.
A lot of people don't like, and they're wrong. But I'm a sucker for like old American New York.
That 1920s stuff, yeah.
And it's in a theatre, and I want to be an actor, so that's probably part of it. But every time I was ill, I don't know why, I'd always watch that disc of Series 3, where it went Daleks in Manhattan, Lazarus, 42, and I'd always just feel a bit better after watching it. So it's got like a bit of a personal thing to it.
I think the characters are really good in Daleks in Manhattan. A lot of people actually say they're really bad. I'm like, what?
Oh.
How can you not like Laszlo and Tallulah and Frank? Oh, nah. But my favorite, no, not my favorite. We've already spoken about the favorite quite substantially. My least favorite is the girl who died.
Oh,
because it just annoys me how important it is. And I think the fact that it followed Under the Lake, I'm like, wow, Doctor Who has just became, it always was, but I'm like, this series is up there. Oh my goodness, we've had a Dalek two-parter, we had Under the Lake, which is now my favorite of all time. And then that came along. And I think the thing that really annoyed me was how they defeated, probably what they say is like the most evil, harshest warrior race in the galaxy with the chicken dance. I'm like, no, you don't do that. You don't say they're the harshest alien race in the galaxy and then defeat them with a chicken dance. So yeah, really annoys me. Really annoys me. Not a fan of a shielder either. I liked the idea, but unfortunately it doesn't pay off.
Yeah. I don't know mine. I think I'm going to say either the Saranga Conundrum or Praxius.
Oh, don't like
Praxius. That's an interesting one.
Really?
I really enjoyed that the other day. I don't know. It just had an emotional resonance to it. I don't know.
That's
it got me.
I like how Yaz does quite a lot in Praxius. Like, she actually has quite a lot to do in Praxius. I appreciate it for that. But, oh, jeez. I remember watching Praxius. It's usually if it follows a good episode, we don't like it. Like, if it's followed a really good episode and it's lackluster, and in my opinion, Praxius is just back to the Series 11 format that we don't really like. So when that happened, we were like, oh, great. We're back to Series 11. In fact, actually, we're not a big fan of Series 11.
No.
You wouldn't think it, because we're like Jodie Whittaker supporters and stuff, but we don't really like it. But yeah, the Saranga Conundrum, fun fact, was actually the episode that one put Mum to sleep. So that was a big alarm bell. But me and Lewis literally sat that very night and said, oh, are we Doctor Who fans anymore? Can we watch it anymore? Like, because that was awful. But yeah, so we really don't like the Saranga Conundrum, mainly for that feeling. Like, I watch it now and I'm like, it's not that bad. But I think it's just that feeling. I don't like it when they make out monsters to be really scary and they're just obviously not. Like, the Patang is not scary.
Yeah.
Who are you trying to kid?
That's fair enough. I kind of have an unpopular opinion how I do like that story. I don't understand why. I don't know, I just really like the cold feel of it, like the spaceship setting, and it's just one of those things though, that its placement in the series was really weird because the stories were kind of slow before that anyway, and then you get to the Sinangra Conundrum and you think, right, oh, God. But when you watch it in isolation, it's not as offensive.
I've noticed that when you watch it on its own, you're like, oh, that's not that bad, you know. Yeah, I can't shake that feeling that me and Lewis, after like supporting the show for so long, was actually considering not being Doctor Who fans anymore. That's crazy to me to think that happened.
Yeah.
Because of one episode. That bloody Patang.
We love it.
Oh, dear.
Have we got any more questions, Mana?
Yeah, we've got another one from Dalek Apocalypse. Which classic Who monster would you like to see come back?
Gotta be Omega, hasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Has to be Omega.
I don't know how though. Well, I do know how, but I don't know how they're going to explain it without someone being like, "You just really wanted to bring Omega back, didn't you?"
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sutek.
Maybe. I don't know. I think
I really want.
I'd like to see the Void return.
I was gonna say, I was really hoping they were the Kasavans, because someone on Twitter said, "Oh, the Kasavans are the Void," and I got so excited because like, oh my god, it makes so much sense. And then they were just glowing monsters.
I know.
I was so gutted.
Do you think they did that on purpose? Do you think they tried to trick us?
Maybe.
If they did, it was evil.
Yeah. Cruel.
Evil. It's
Heartless.
perfect. They walked through walls. It was called Vor.
I know you could have easily like said it was them. That was the annoying thing. It would
Yeah.
have been cooler if it was them. So annoyed that it wasn't. Yeah, probably the Void actually. Now that that's happened, we're like, oh yeah, bring them back from the first season.
Yeah.
We should bring back more monsters from the first season. To be honest.
No, you know what would be cooler though?
What?
The Vought Cybermen.
Oh, yeah.
That would be very cool.
That would be cool.
I want to see a Cyberman story where they do convert other life forms.
Yeah.
Because it's such a good idea, and they've only done it in the comic.
Oh well, there you go.
Oh, have they done it in Big Finish, Mana? You can answer that.
Nope.
No?
No.
Come on, Big Finish. Where you at?
It's on it.
They'll get on it soon.
They will. They'll see this podcast and decide to do it. Okay, so bit of a heavy question. Do you believe that the BBC are doing everything that they could be doing with Doctor Who? Do you think that they should have a spin-off? Do you think we should have more or less returning characters? Do you think there should be a more tied-in story arc? Because let's face it, the Timeless Children, she kind of shrugged it off in Revolution of the Daleks. Do you think it's as consistent, and do you think they're pushing it enough to where it should be?
I think that after Series 11, the BBC definitely did say something, because Spyfall compared to Series 11 was too big an upgrade to be just a second series. Like, Segan Akinola improved massively with the Spy Master score. The characters had much better development. The 13th Doctor, in my opinion, was a lot more likable, and the story was just better written. So I think they definitely said something.
In terms of the like merchandise and that, I don't know. I feel like these tactics have came only recently because of the backlash it's got, and I think they're trying to save the show in a way by being so like tiptoey about it. But no, probably not. They're not really doing enough, but I think they think they're doing enough.
Yeah.
However, we are still getting like the odd push. Like you do get like the Dalek spin-off, for example, which no one really asked for, but we got it. I like how we get stuff that no one asks for. Even like the Mission to the Unknown recreation, although that wasn't really the BBC's doing. Just having that sort of thing is nice.
Oh, that was awesome. That was so good.
To some degree, this era is doing it better, but there's also many things that is very easy to replicate from the other eras that they could easily do in this era. Like Confidential, it doesn't have to be a TV show, does it?
I know, Confidential, like
It could literally be like Doctor Who Extra. I don't know why there's such a hoo-ha about bringing it back. So yeah.
I find it very strange how they're not really pushing the behind-the-scenes stuff as much anymore. They did the Yaz thing. What was it? The Monster File thing? And I don't know, I don't keep up to date with the social media. Maybe they've posted like 5-minute videos on there or anything, but why are they not doing like an exclusive web series, like behind-the-scenes stuff? Because it will do well. It can only... I'd imagine it would make them money.
I think it would too, yeah. I don't know.
yeah.
I just think they think they're doing enough for the show, and to a degree they are doing enough for it to keep going and to have enough traction. But I don't know, it doesn't feel like they care about it as much as they did with David Tennant. That's what I think.
I do think,
personally.
though, it's almost a plan. Like, they're trying to build it up.
Maybe.
And I think next series is when we're getting, like, the new Torchwood series.
That would be
Torchwood's
good.
back and stuff. But I think lockdown might have had a play in that. It might have screwed some of their stuff
lockdown
over.
might be a big problem for, like, this era,
Yeah.
definitely. I think that could hit them quite hard. But who knows? I mean, they're still promising there's going to be a series this year, which is alien to me. I can't believe they said they would have a series out this year. So,
I mean, I checked the date and it said, I asked when's Series 13 coming out, and it said late 2021. I was really surprised. So they've got a good turnover, like they're quick enough at editing it, but as a filmmaker, the concern is don't rush it out. Make sure it's perfect. I really hope that they're not rushing it out. And yeah, just fingers crossed. And I'm kind of sad that they did have to ditch a couple of episodes. I wonder whether they were actually needed or not, because I kind of feel like there's going to be a weird blip having less episodes this year.
yeah, maybe. As long as they've got rid of the right ones. I would hate to think, like, if this was Series 12 or something, they got rid of Fugitive of the Jadoon and kept, like, Can You Hear Me in Praxis or something. I know some people really like those episodes, but for me, they dropped the level right down back to Series 11 vibe. So, yeah, I don't know. I hope they've made the right decision, but I just hope. I'm faithful-ish.
Good.
On a related note from the chat, what would you do if you were in charge of Doctor Who?
We've actually
That's telling.
spoke about this, like, intensely. Like, I remember it was like
Very
2 years
intense.
ago, I said, oh, what would we actually do if we were showrunners? And it's got a bit extreme
Yeah.
to a point that we know exactly who we'd cast, all the story arcs, how the episodes would go. We've acted them out, and we honestly, it's too, like, almost, it's not real. It's not going to happen, but it feels so real to us
Yeah.
that we just can't bring ourselves to see it. Because if we did get one day the call that we were doing it, it's exactly what we do, and everything would be ruined.
Yeah, it's probably the best thing we would ever do if we ever became showrunners. So, in the like 0.1% chance that we would become showrunner, we kind of want to keep it under our belt.
Yeah.
But we did that before Doctor Who Adventures. We had like a TV channel that we used to act out. It sounds really sad, and it kind of is.
It is quite
But we
sad.
used to act out our own TV channel before Doctor Who Adventures, and people actually watched our stuff. So it's
Hang on,
kind of
describe that a bit more. I'm intrigued.
Oh wow!
So it was like our figures, they weren't just like like they had their own little characters, almost like
oh dear.
there was like comedians, there's like celebrities, and they all had, and the accent shows, and there was Christopher Adventures,
Of course, there was.
there was my version of it, and there was loads of different shows. And it started off just a bit of fun, but it got more professional, had its own little website, and it got like little wallpapers for each thing, and we had like events and news reports, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was
But-
us running a TV channel. For a second, I think we believed it.
Yeah.
So thank goodness we decided to snap out of it and actually come onto YouTube into the real world.
I mean, it's a hell of a drive, hell of a passion you got there for
Oh, I
that. So,
know.
I mean,
Probably too much, if I'm honest.
right. Where was I? So that kind of really links into the next question. Like, what other passions apart from Doctor Who do you have, and will you be releasing any content either on social media or a separate YouTube channel, or just something you keep for your portfolio, or yeah, what's the situation with that?
Feel like everything, like Doctor Who Adventures, is eventually going to have almost every single thing. Even if we're terrible at it, it will go on Doctor Who Adventures, so we can like
That's true.
do everything, make anything we do Doctor Who themed. So
Well, the musics came into it. I
Yeah.
didn't think the music, like the songwriting, would come into it. And then just last year we did that "My Angel Put the Devil in Me" parody where we tried to make it into a pop song.
Yeah.
So that was my songwriting coming into it. So pretty much everything you've seen is our hobby. But in terms of other shows, the way we kind of explore it on the channel is the "Is It Based On" series,
Yeah.
where we cross over. So for us to speak about our favorite show or something, we usually have to try and find a Doctor Who episode that's identical to it, so we can be like, ah, that's how we'll do it. But sometimes we just cross over. As
Yeah.
long as it's linked to Doctor Who, we'll do it.
Yep.
Usually.
Okay. Cool. Manu, have we got any more comments?
Ryan Bennett asks, how many Nymons have you seen today?
Oh, just the one.
Yeah.
Just the one. You know how it is. A bit of a rough day today. Just the one.
Anything else?
Someone says, I asked for a Dalek spin-off.
Yeah, that's the thing. When the Dalek spin-off thing, the reason I don't like the Time Lord Victorious one is maybe it's a bit of a selfish reason, but I feel like the Daleks deserve a hell of a lot more. I feel like it shouldn't have been animated. I feel they deserve a live-action miniseries. I don't understand what the reservation is, because they are Doctor Who. They are what made it successful. Respect the source. And I'm not a fan of how they've been treated recently. I think better than the Moffat era. Resolution, I think they did a fairly good job with that. But it was Revolution. I always get Revolution and Revelation mixed up. Yeah, I wasn't a fan how they kept doing the mutant thing. I kind of wish they'd have gone a different route. I love the defense drone idea. I thought that was an amazing idea and had a lot of potential. But I didn't like anything else that the Daleks did. What was it? The Death Squad Daleks. They should have looked different. They should have been a different type of Dalek. They should have had a different paint job. But it's just really annoying how the main show is just so afraid to do anything with the Daleks anymore, because obviously the paradigm failed. So I'm pretty sure they're terrified to do anything with the Daleks now. But come on, it's been 10 years. Do something else.
Their contract, I think, makes things really difficult. Like, what is it, the Terry Nation Association or something? Oh, I don't know what it's called.
The estate, yeah.
Fake Doctor Who fan here. But yeah, I think that's the main reason they haven't really done anything with the Daleks, because, I don't know, maybe they get tracked down with the pitchforks and like, how dare you! So I don't know what the situation is with using the Daleks. I don't know how this licensing thing works, because it's Doctor Who. Surely it should be allowed to do what it wants with the Daleks, but obviously not.
I mean, I've heard that that's not even true. I've heard from a few people that that's a myth. And they should renegotiate it, because it's a bit silly. Because they just crowbar them in everywhere, and instead of just thinking about what to do with them. But yeah, oh well, we can dream.
Devran Hassan asks, have you seen Mergen Man 4's title sequences? They're really spot on. He made a few videos that I requested myself, like if the Sixth Doctor didn't regenerate in season 24.
Oh, I might have seen them, but I might not know it as Mergman. Oh, I don't know. I can't remember what the name was. Mergman, but I can look it up.
Mergen Man 4.
Mergen Man 4.
Yeah.
I'll have to keep a lookout for it, because I probably will see it, because I filter out all the videos every day from like Doctor Who, so that's how I find most new channels or underrated channels. So I probably will come across it at one point, and I might have very well seen it, but I don't know. That's my answer. I don't know.
Have we got anything else?
No, that's it.
That's it. Cool. So if you guys are still watching, then drop a couple of questions and we'll read them after this final point I'm going to ask. Yeah, this was one of those things which sounded better in my head than because when I'm saying it now, it kind of doesn't really seem like much. But what are your views on the way YouTube has changed from 2009 to the current day? Because back in the day, it was never really about like promoting social medias and trying to get as much attention as possible. I mean, every YouTuber has to do it because it's basically the job. Yeah, you kind of the subscriber thing, like you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours to earn money, and it didn't used to be like that. Is that a good or a bad thing? And just all the changes, like copyright was slightly easier back in the day, and nowadays you can't use copyright material at all. Yeah, what's your experience with YouTube as a platform being like?
I think it's really hard for the small ones to get up there, but that's the big issue with YouTube. Like, you've really got to try to get up there. But I think when you're big and stuff and you've got a thing, I quite like how they're constantly changing it. Like, I love the introduction of this new YouTube, shorts channels everyone's are doing. I tweeted the other day that Doctor Who should do one because that would be brilliant. I
know a lot of other people are having issues with it. We don't seem to get issues. The real issue I have with YouTube right now is when they take away the views, because I know for a fact that some of them, I know usually, because it's usually like the first few hours or something, I know usually who's watching the video. I can see who's watching the video because I can see their comment coming through and the view going up. So I'm like, no, these views are genuine. Don't take them away. We work so hard. But yeah, the stealing of the views really irks me. Feedback, probably. I think they should have a contact email. I think it's quite annoying that we've got to send a feedback form that they have not listened to me. They don't listen. I've asked them tons of times. I'm like, can you just email my channel email so we can talk this through, because I need to know what's happening so I don't have the anxiety that something's gone wrong with the channel, and nothing. So yeah, that's the main thing. We need to be able to contact them as creators. So
yeah, the communication's always been pretty terrible with creators and actual YouTube. Yeah, I've had my run-ins with the platform, and when you talk about it hard being able to get noticed nowadays, is that just due to the oversaturation, do you think, of the amount of channels, or do you think it's either people not trying hard enough, or I don't know, what is the deal?
It's interesting, isn't it? Because really, looking back on it, I was like, oh, Christopher Adventure should be so high. And now I look back on it, I'm like, no, it shouldn't have. It should have stayed there. But Doctor Who Adventures, we kept going and we kept uploading every week, and we did eventually start moving. So I think, I suppose it's kind of good in a way, because you're with the right idea, you're getting popular for the right thing. That's something you are passionate enough to keep going with.
Yeah.
So in that respect, yes, but I don't know. I think the whole community sort of stepping on each other, that's a real issue as well. But
I was going to say a big thing about us. I think something we really had to do was we pulled almost every tactic under the sun to get up to where we were. It just shows. I think YouTube, it was a little bit easier to get up there back in the day, and now I think it's a lot harder. You really, if you want up there, you probably could get there. If you try, you will get there. But I think so. Yeah. Quite a task now.
Cool. So what, coming off of that, what advice would you have for people who either have, I don't know, a couple of hundred and are stuck and are wondering why the subs aren't going anywhere, or should they worry about the subs, or what advice would you give to people starting the channel?
Well, absolutely. I'd say when you're definitely starting off, do not worry about any of the analytics. The main thing when you're starting off, you need to sort of set the scaffolding. You need to make sure you know that this is the right channel. You need to know what your channel is going to be like before you start pushing it and promoting it. So I think get a few videos under your belt, know exactly what you're going in for. Don't expect to blow up with your first 2 videos, because it rarely happens.
Yeah, just do it for fun.
Yeah, just enjoy it, really. That's
And-
the main advice.
Yeah, and if it works out, then you can start being a bit more tactical at the end of the year. Check out what videos did perform well.
That's what we've started doing now.
Yeah,
CMF drafts and stuff are coming back because, well, people seem to like the Lego videos, so we'll keep doing them.
Those are good. I do enjoy those.
thank you.
Do you the actual drawing of the Lego figures? You do them yourselves?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive
Yeah.
stuff.
Whoa.
Ah,
That's just me.
the artist. The artist. Nice. Yeah. We've covered quite a lot. It's gone better than I hoped. Is there anything you guys want to plug, or any videos that are going to come out soon, or tease, or anything?
Can we tease what the next one is?
I mean, we said we upload every week, and I think we can pretty much guarantee that every Monday at 3:30 or 6:30, can depend, we will have a video on the Doctor Who Adventures channel. So
Yeah.
I think
Things are going well now. We're
Yes.
definitely in a better place than we were in February, March. So, yeah, watch this space. I'll say the next few months coming, not the next few videos, but I'll say the next few months coming are pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, we've got,
I would
very
say
excited for
personally,
the future. Very excited.
but that's my personal taste of what I watch and stuff. So
Cool. I don't know whether to tease a video I've got coming up, but myself and Mana have been working on a comedy sketch with the 11th Doctor and me as a character. Like the typical vote Saxon 07, like Stephen smashing a TV with his screwdriver and that kind of stuff. I'm playing that character of me, not actual me. But what I've done is I challenged myself to actually make it visually interesting, because all the shots we've done all the short films we've done so far, not really done any special effects shots, so I kind of train myself on After Effects and stuff. Have you guys ever thought about doing any live action kind of, not necessarily fan films, but structured sketches, stuff like that, special effect kind of stuff, or?
I think it's mainly the subscriber specials. I think that's sort of like,
yeah, that's really like our type of fan film. I mean, never say never. We
Yeah.
probably would try it eventually, but for now, I think we're just in shock that we've actually managed to go ahead with it and actually be real life people. So maybe fan films along the line. Who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe sketches.
Yeah.
Who knows?
You heard it here first, guys. I'm on a Supreme exclusive. Nice. Cool. So, Mana, do we have any comments or questions to end on?
Yeah, one last question. Is there any way I can contact you guys on social media or any platform, like Discord?
Yeah, we do have a Discord. I think it's just Doctor Who Adventures, no space. Twitter. I don't know if my DMs are always
I
open,
think mine are.
but you can always at me and I can speak that way. But I'd say the easiest way to contact us is Instagram.
Yeah.
Because we do see all your messages. Well, we try to. I've got really bad at DMs recently. But yeah, we usually do see them and we go and check. So yeah, you can contact us on Instagram if you have it. That's probably the easiest way to get in contact with us. Or you can go on the About page on our YouTube channel and you can get our email and we'll definitely see it then. Because all the emails to Doctor Who Adventures bounce back into my personal inbox. So I'll definitely see it.
So, right. Cool, it's gone a lot better than expected. No real technical hiccups, so, nice. I hope you guys have enjoyed your time on the MonoSupreme podcast.
Great time.
Excellent. Cool. So, thank you to Mana for moderating the chat. Is there any closing words you'd like to say?
Just thank you to all the people who asked questions.
You guys are pros. Love you guys. So yeah, check out Doctor Who Adventures YouTube channel. Some really quality stuff there. Really cool animation stuff, and yeah, it's just a good time. positivity, which the Doctor Who fandom is. It has, but it's lacking in some areas. So, yeah, cool. So, right, it's been a blast, and we will see you guys in the next episode, which Christopher Eccleston will be starring in. No, I'm joking. Of course he won't. Could you imagine?
What if you were being serious there? Like, how?
No. We'll get there eventually. But